Where's LRS? 13. Should be table. Yeah, my brother's watching. No, you went to go get your keys. Sorry about yesterday. It's fine. Because everybody gave us crap. Sanders, the pro super that looks like everyone was giving us crap.
Ladies and gentlemen, please find your seats as everything will begin Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. At this time, we ask that you please silence all electronic devices. As a reminder, military members will stand at attention during the playing of the national anthem, and civilian guests are invited to place their hand over their heart. On behalf of the ALS staff, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this morning's graduation ceremony. I am Staff Sergeant Nicole Hallett, Class 23B's Levito Award recipient, and I am proud to be your Master of Ceremony for this morning's event.
MFG, woo! Yeah! Hallett! All right.
Please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Student Honor Guard, the playing of the national anthem by Senior Airman Malachi Wilkins, and invocation given by Senior Airman Zion Sibley.
Present the colors.
Colors. Bud switch. Put. Port. Arms. Forward. Arch. Colors. Hold. Breathe in. Arms. Port. Arms. Colors. Color turn. March.
Please bow your head for prayer if you wish. Lord, we thank you for this day and this opportunity as we gather here. We thank you in the presence of our family and our friends. We thank you for our safe arrivals, and we thank you in advance for our safe departures. We ask that you be with us throughout these entire proceedings. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you, Student Honor Guard, Senior Airman Wilkins, and Senior Airman Sibley. Airman Leadership School is the first level of enlisted professional military education for airmen and sets the foundation for graduates to become non-commissioned officers and supervisors. We would like to begin tonight's ceremony by introducing our distinguished guests. Please hold your applause until all distinguished guests have been announced. The 7th Bomb Wing Commander and this morning's host, Colonel Joe Kramer. The 7th Bomb Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Matt Coltrane. The 317th Airlift Wing Vice Commander, Colonel Steve Wick. Representing the 317th Airlift Wing Command Chief is the 317th Operation Group Senior Enlisted Leader, Chief Master Sergeant Ro Castro. Also, a warm welcome to this morning's guest speaker, the 7th Security Forces Squadron Senior Enlisted Leader, Chief Master Sergeant Darren Donovan. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the student speaker for Class 23C, Senior Airman Zion Sibley.
Commanders, chiefs, first shirts, supervisors, friends, and family, thank you so much for joining us on this significant day. First and foremost, on behalf of Class 23C, I want to thank the Dyess ALS Schoolhouse and each of the instructors and class mentors for not only their time, but their guidance and their wisdom. You have counseled us so skillfully during these past 6 weeks, and we are so appreciative. Thank you. Class 23C, let me start by saying it has been my absolute pleasure getting to know every single one of you. We have prepared for this day. With every module, every assignment, every presentation, we have inched closer to this very moment. Each and every one of us brought something so unique and special to the table. With over 10 different AFSCs, 10 plus deployments shared amongst us. Each day we shared our experiences. We voiced our hardships and we compared our opinions. We have worked diligently to cultivate leadership styles for ourselves. We have learned to trust that inner voice that is within us. We have leaned on each other, took notes from each other, and cheered each other on. But most importantly, we have laughed with each other. We have looked out for one another, and we left no one behind. And for that, we should all be proud. Today, we enter a passageway that so many have convoyed before us. It is not lost on anyone in this room how pivotal today is. Pivotal because whether you want to be a technical sergeant, a master sergeant, a chief, or even the position of Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, you must first walk this passageway. Today we step through that door. We are crossing tiers, airman to NCO, from supervised to supervisor. We will be required to think differently, communicate effectively, and empathize genuinely. Responsibilities will increase, and we expect this because responsibility is the toll we pay on the road to greatness. There will be difficult times, there will be hard decisions, and there will be moments of self-doubt. Even at some point on this journey, you may feel that you have lost. But when that feeling arises, know that you can turn any loss into a lesson. And not only will that lesson make you better, but it will help make the path clearer for your wingmen that are coming behind you. In closing, I hope we enjoy every second of this moment. Let today be a checkpoint on our quest to greatness. As we depart, I hope you turn every wound into wisdom and turn every setback into a setup for a comeback. We've been passed the baton. Now it is our job to run with it. So now we run. We run into a future of purpose. We run into a future full of hope and endless possibilities. A future full of grace and kindness. May God continue to bless all of you and keep all of us. And until we meet again, 23C, thank you.
Thank you, Senior Airman Sibley. Today, 30 airmen will graduate Airman Leadership School and prove they are ready for greater challenges and increased responsibilities. Supporting them in this endeavor is a group of individuals who deserve recognition for their love and support during all this. Will the spouses and family members of Class 23C please rise and be recognized with a well-deserved round of applause. Today, we will dine buffet style. The tables have been numbered, and so as we call your number, your tables may proceed to the line. The students have produced a slideshow highlighting their time here in ALS, which will be shown for you viewing pleasures. Without further delay, it's time to eat. Will tables 1, 2, 3, and 4 please begin the line to the buffet?
Table 5, you may now proceed to the field. That's not a big deal.
I'm going to I get the fun
9, you may now proceed to the left band.
Tables 10 and 11. All remaining tables.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Master Sergeant Kyle Gibson, ALS Commandant, and I'd like to introduce today's guest speaker, Chief Master Sergeant Darren Donovan. Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Chief Donovan is the senior enlisted leader for the 7th Security Forces Squadron here at Dyess.
Soul takers!
He is the principal advisor to the commander on enlisted issues and provides guidance on matters concerning 210 assigned members. In his previous assignment, he served as a senior enlisted leader for the Expeditionary Security Forces at Bagram Airfield, Afghanistan, and provided oversight for the largest theater withdrawal since Vietnam. From 2002 to 2005, he served on a Secret Service detail in protection of the President of the United States. Please help me welcome Chief Donovan.
That was pretty awesome to hear somebody else yelling Soul Takers. This table over here, I think, appreciates that a lot. It was awesome. So I already have to go off script and say I think somebody intentionally set me up, making me fall away from Sibley earlier. Man, more inspiration than I'm going to provide you. I'm sorry. We can just maybe bring him back and have him do a presentation. Am I good? Bring this up. All right. Well, good morning. I say thanks again, just like Airman Sibley did. Thanks to everybody here. I'm going to kind of do it kind of reverse. So thanks to all the airmen that are here. I see a lot of airmen here today, out here supporting your peers, and I think that's awesome. Some of the older folks of us here, there's a little bit of an expectation for us to be here, but that's okay, because it's awesome. This is one of the privileges of being in long enough to get to see everybody excel and see the look on your faces when you accomplish these milestones. We like it, but man, special thanks to the airmen that are here supporting your peers and your friends, and NCOs that are here today, the workhorses of the Air Force, staff and tech sergeants. Y'all are getting it done every day. Thanks for being here, and especially with the time change and having to rework all your schedules. I'm sure that not having to put on the service stress is not a bad thing in y'all's opinion. Most of us are going to share that opinion. My senior NCO and top 3 peers, thanks for being here. Amen to the command teams, my fellow command teams. And it's just great to be able to break bread and share some stories and talk with y'all and share some stuff with y'all that I learned from the ALS grads as I was talking to them over the past few weeks. I already told this table up here I'm disappointed Colonel Kibbe isn't here because the first one is I learned some unique stuff about B1 culture and the pilot culture too. So the guys told me that apparently B1, y'all are already smiling, B1 pilots apparently think that they're fighter pilots. Okay. I wasn't really sure what that meant, so I asked them to kind of elaborate a little bit. And they said, yeah, I guess if you can do a barrel roll in a plane, that makes you a fighter pilot. So I said, okay, that's interesting. I talked to Colonel Kibbe about it. He couldn't make it today. I talked to him about it a little bit the other day. He seemed pretty thoroughly unimpressed. He told me that, he said the word. He said that he did a aileron roll? Aileron. What's that word? Aileron. Okay. Said he did an aileron roll in a B-52. Is that a thing? No? Okay. Well, then he lied to me. Okay. Sorry. I told these guys I spent a lot of time flying around in C-17s and C-130s. I don't think I've ever done a barrel roll that I was aware of. But that was an interesting thing for me to learn. I also told the guys, well, hey, when I was a senior in high school, I did a barrel roll in a 1983 Honda Accord, so make me judge more. Anyway, interesting stuff I learned. And then last and not least, the families that are here today. I just can't say enough about the love and support that you give for those of us that are serving. We can't do it without you. And I say that from a heartfelt place when I think about my ALS graduation. My girlfriend at the time came down for my graduation at Andrews Air Force Base in a certain year, a long time ago. And the next day I was driving her down to North Carolina to meet my parents and asked her to marry me. She's now my wife of 18 years and the mother of my 2 sons. And she couldn't make it today, unfortunately, due to the time change. So that makes ALS have a special place in my heart. I'll just say, so like for a lot of us here that have been to several of these in the past, I thought about other speakers that I've heard up here and what they talked about, the things that they wanted to focus on. And one pattern that I noticed was that we tend to talk kind of directly at the ALS grads. So I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to give kind of all of us just a couple things to kind of chew on, to think about as we get ready for the weather today. I'll get us out here as quickly as we can. But it's also the topics. So we talk about leadership a lot. That's what I hear a lot of speakers talk about at ALS. It's literally in the name of the course, Airman Leadership School. We talked about that with the guys just earlier this week. We talk about professional development and teamwork and a lot of that kind of stuff. So I'm going to go a little bit off script. I don't want to sound TT today, but something that I learned from a chief at the Air Force Academy, who's someone that taught me. His name is Bob Vasquez. He runs the Character and Leadership Development Center at the Academy. That he who teaches learns twice. And so it's been really an honor for me to prepare for this because I'm relearning some stuff, reminding myself some of the things we're going to talk about. So we're going to go off topic here and say the thing that we're going to talk about today isn't necessarily leadership. It's another aspect of that. It's the F word. We're going to talk about the F word. Like 3 people at this table just got real nervous when I said that. So the F word is followership. We're going to talk about followership today. And just kind of think through what that means for us. And I know I said I specifically wasn't going to mess with Hallett's notebook, but I keep getting distracted because I don't have my reading glasses. So, where'd she go? Sorry, I just lost your place. Okay, sorry.
I'll wing it.
We'll fix it before we're done. Hey, so why followership? Why should we think about followership? Why should we talk about followership? Is it something that's even important? Is it as important as leadership? Is followership just something that we do when we're young? Do we ever grow out of being followers? Do we promote out of it? Colonel? Okay. For those of y'all in the back, there's several colonels up here, they're all shaking their heads no. That's a pretty clear indication. It was an indication to me just a few weeks ago. I was at a course over in Barksdale, and our global strike commanders, a 4-star general, was in the room and said, hey, I've got to leave a little bit early today, guys, because I have to go talk to the boss. And even though I think we all know, and I know in my head, that even 4-star generals have bosses, it still kind of struck me as, oh, even when you get to that level, you still got a boss and you still got someone that you're following. So I'm going to talk about what following means in a couple different aspects here, because we do a lot of following in our lives, so we don't necessarily think about it. So there's one aspect of following that I don't do. Who here doesn't have Twitter? Anybody? Am I the only? Okay, thank God. Oh, ooh, a lot more hands. Do that again. Who doesn't have a Twitter? That's a lot more hands than I thought were going to go up. Wow. Okay. Okay. So for everyone else that rose their hand with me, man, y'all ain't following Elon Musk or former President Obama or Justin Bieber. Okay. I thought I'd get a reaction from the believers. Okay. I didn't just pick those names randomly. I went to the most reliable source of information we have. That's Wikipedia. Wikipedia says those are the 3 most followed folks on Twitter. I was unaware of that because I don't do that. I do have a Facebook. I don't have a MySpace anymore. I'm old enough, but no, I don't have a MySpace anymore. But I thought about that. It's just a different type of following. Sometimes it's things that we take pride in. We take pride in saying that we have followers. We take pride in saying that we follow someone that we admire. We do lots of other kind of mundane following. We follow checklists, and I had a bunch of them written out, but I'm just going to say, there's just a lot of different checklists that we have in the Air Force. For cops, it's quick reaction checklists, but maintainers have their own sets of checklists. We've got a lot of mundane following. We have AFIs, AFSC specific stuff. We all have rules that we have to follow. We think about following in a slightly different aspect there. Just in our everyday lives, we follow all kind of things. Take this red pen out because I'm thinking about this as I wrote it down. I literally wrote down that we follow traffic rules like the speed limit. Scratch that out. I've seen a lot of y'all drive. Scratch that out again. Believe it or not, man, Arnold Boulevard, the main strip coming into the base, the speed limit's not 70. Believe it or not. But like I said, I've seen a lot of y'all out there. There's Chief Edmonds right there. Y'all gonna hear him yelling later about staying frosty. What he's really talking about is if you ever find him in your rearview mirror, you better be staying frosty. Because that dude's coming. So we loosely follow the speed limit. Sometimes, I love you. Sometimes stop signs, sometimes okay. Anyway, I digress because I'm getting on my cop stance here. I was about to start talking about how we use cell phones while we drive. And how we use cell phones while we're sitting in traffic at the gate. Somehow I think that's going to help speed it up. Hey, stop it. I'm sorry. Hey, so I asked the ALS class earlier this week in our mentorship session if followership was valued in today's Air Force as much as leadership is valued. And man, the class we went to different sides of the room. One side agreed, one side disagreed, and we were kind of split right down the middle. So it was interesting. It was an interesting conversation to have. The thing that kind of really helped us focus that conversation was talking about what we really meant by leadership. So I figured I would just rattle off a few things here. I'm sure you've heard other people talk about leadership and what it means to be a leader. But I'm going to read a few things here from the most legit source of information other than Wikipedia, the Harvard Business Review. It says leaders, they manage themselves well. They're committed to the organization, to a purpose, principle, or persons outside of themselves. They focus their efforts for maximum impact. They are courageous, honest, and credible. And they demonstrate humility, active listening, and critical thinking. Does everyone agree? Does that sound like a leader? Does that sound like somebody that you would attribute as a leader? Yeah? Okay, so now I get to say psych. So that's actually the attributes of a good follower. I know I was surprised by that the first time that I started reading that, the juxtaposition between leadership and followership, and started to see, man, it's a lot more similarities than dissimilarities between leadership and followership. So if nothing else, I think it gives us that reminder that as we lead, we are always also actively following. But when we think about what following means, there's some negative connotations, so let me just kind of clear the air on that. Here's what I would say following is not, when we think about it in this context. So good followership is not blind adherence to blanket policies, antiquated directives. A good follower uses discretion and wisdom to know when to question and how to adapt to their situation. That's what good followership is not. Good followership is not kissing the boss's rear end. Oh, I did write that down right. It's not kissing the boss's rear end. It's not telling them yes just because that's what they want to hear. Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes the answer is yes, but you have to accept some risk. But being a yes man does not make you a good follower. Let me give you one more thing to chew on. This one I put in parentheses. When we think about followership. So this statement is, self-confident followers see colleagues as allies and leaders as equals. I would repeat it, but I don't see anyone taking notes, so it's all right. And for those of y'all that are going to think about this later and want to go look it up and want some attribution, again, it was on that Harvard Business Review website, so I don't know. But if you really want to attribute it to someone, I would just go with either Mark Twain or Abraham Lincoln. That's what we tend to attribute everything to one of those two guys. That didn't go as, okay, I thought they'd get one after. Sorry, that's okay. Scratch the Mark Twain jokes in the future. So now we get to the part of this talk where I share one quick little story, kind of something that shaped leadership and followership in my mind. That was an opportunity I had to serve in Colorado Springs. I wanted to serve the community, and I had two very young sons at the time, and I wanted them to learn the value of serving their community by actually doing it. So we went out to a Thanksgiving meal to do kind of a buffet line like we did today to put together meals for some of the homeless community. It turned out to be like 1,000 people we needed to feed. So I show up as a volunteer, as a follower, just looking to stand behind a line and dish some turkey onto a plate and hopefully feed some folks that wouldn't have gotten fed otherwise. But quickly found out that was not what was happening that day. The guy that was supposed to be coordinating wasn't there. The new captain of that operations, the Salvation Army, was kind of absent doing something else. And so I found a room full of about 50 other volunteers just kind of standing around staring at each other, wondering what we should do. And we did have one older gentleman who was the leader. This dude was like 85 years old and probably the nicest person you've ever met in your life, but just wasn't ready to lead that crew that day. So we started getting things going, and just real early on, I made a couple really easy suggestions. Hey guys, maybe we put the turkey in the front, put the side dishes after that, and we kind of do a conveyor belt kind of thing to keep us going. And very quickly, within the next 10 or 15 minutes, I had someone coming up to me, hey, is it okay if we take the shopping carts and move them outside so they're out of the way? I don't know. I'm here volunteering like you. I don't know. What do you think? well, we think if we get the shopping carts out of the way, it'll make things easier and give people more room to walk. Oh, yeah, I agree. That sounds like a good idea. Why don't you go ahead and do that? Okay, so then they go off and do it. And then the next 5 or 10 minutes, somebody else, hey, is it okay if we put the desserts on the other side of the room so that we can free it this side, make it a U shape so people know where to come in and where to go out? I don't know. Again, I'm not the boss here. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy. Is that what you want to do? Are you the dessert person? Well, we don't really know. Okay, well, how about you become the dessert person? If that's what you want to do, go ahead and do it. Okay, all right, takes off. That's what they do. Then 5 minutes, another person comes up. This person comes up to the person next to me and says, hey, I'm looking for the dude in the H hoodie. The dude in the H hoodie is Under Armour. Anyway, hey, I'm looking for the guy in the H hoodie. He said he's in charge. So they point at me and I'm like, no, I'm not in charge. I'm just a guy. But it's okay. What is it? Hey, is it okay if we, I'm just going to stop you right there. Do you think it's a good idea? Yeah. Yes. You have my permission. My sarcastic side coming out. Well, he took it and ran with it. And now I hear him outside yelling, hey, the ugly guy in the H hoodie said it's okay. So by that time I had become kind of the established guy. At that point I just kind of stopped existing. Anytime anyone asked anything, unless it really was a really terrible idea, the answer was yes, man, let's just go with it. It was an interesting situation. We got all 1,000 people fed, and it was a lot of work, but it was rewarding. But what I kind of took from that, coming out of that situation, was not just the value of leadership, but kind of thinking about people's mindset when we have a mission to accomplish. People want to follow. People really do. They want to follow. They don't want to be told what to do, necessarily. But they want to have somebody to follow. They want to know that they have someone that they can trust, that isn't going to waste their time and effort and energy, and it's going to maximize their efforts. And that was really telling to me. It made me really kind of think about how we can serve as leaders and as followers. But with that being said, let me close with just 2 quick thoughts. And now we do kind of get to the mission. So I'm going to say 2 things. So regardless if you are wearing the uniform today or not, let me offer this first piece of advice. If you want to be the kind of leader that others want to follow, not have to follow, start with being the type of follower that, 1, others want to serve alongside of. And number 2, be the type of follower that leaders want to have on their team. Nobody wants to be picked last for dodgeball. Okay, no more Mark Twain jokes, no more dodgeball jokes. Okay? Be the type of follower that leaders want to have on their team. And then my last thought, specifically for those of us wearing the uniform today. For those of us that are wearing uniform, we swore an oath. We swore an oath to defend our nation and our way of life against all enemies. So here in Global Strike Command, we have the privilege of the part that we play in that is defending our nation's interests through strategic deterrence. But when called upon and when all other efforts have failed, we will do it through the projection of air power to dominate and destroy anyone who would oppose us. Pull up through lift and strike. Stay frosty. Stay lethal. Okay, there you go. Thank you. Set it backwards. All of this is because combat and warfighting are not an individual endeavor. They're a team effort. And I know that our team, this team in this room today, will see victory in the next fight, thanks to not just our visionary leadership at all levels, but because of bold and courageous followership. This ends with good night and Godspeed, but it's not nighttime, so good afternoon and good Godspeed. Yeah.
I guess I'll try to find my place. All right. Chief support and guidance of our enlisted airmen. Some members of this class not only met the requirements to graduate, but exceeded the minimums and earned additional distinctions as our award recipients. Our first award is the Academic Achievement Award and will be presented by Technical Sergeant Carter Mitchner. The Academic Achievement Award is presented to the student who achieved the highest academic standing in the class and is exclusive of the John L. Levito Award. The academic extraordinaire and winner of the Academic Achievement Award for Class 23C is from the 7th Operations Support Squadron, Senior Airman Brian J. David.
Way to go, Dave!
The AFSA Chapter 1056 supports ALS by presenting tonight's award winner with a one-year membership. Thank you, Technical Sergeant Mitchner, and congratulations, Senior Airman David. Our next award is the Commandant's Award, to be presented by Master Sergeant Kyle Gibson. The Commandant's Award is presented to the student who demonstrated superior leadership throughout the class. For each flight, a nominee emerges. Nominees, please stand as your name is called. Black Hawk Flight's nominee from the 7th Munitions Squadron, Senior Airman Zion J. Sibley. Herc Flight's nominee from the 7th Operational Medical Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman VNA I. Chelf. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commandant Award winner for Class 23C is from the 7th Munitions Squadron, Senior Airman Zion J. Sibley. The Air Force Association Abilene Chapter supports ALS by presenting tonight's award winner with a one-year membership. Thank you, Master Sergeant Gibson, and congratulations, Senior Airman Sibley. Next, we will present the Distinguished Graduate Award, to be presented by Senior Master Sergeant Jason Chisones, representing the Dyess First Sergeants. Students who excel in both leadership and academics earn positions in the top 10% of the class, and this morning we will recognize 2 distinguished graduates. Our first distinguished graduate is from the 7th Munitions Squadron, Senior Airman Zion J. Sibley. Our second distinguished graduate is from the 7th Operational Medical Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman VNA I. Chelf. The Dyess 5-6 supports ALS by presenting to this morning's award winners with a one-year membership. Thank you, Senior Master Chisones, and congratulations, distinguished graduates. Ladies and gentlemen, Our most distinguished award presentation is the John L. Levito Award. This morning's award is being presented by 23C's class mentor, Chief Master Sergeant Darren Donovan. The J.L. Levito Award is the highest award a graduate at any level of enlisted professional military education can receive. It is presented to the most outstanding student in the class. The Levito Award recipient is not eligible to receive the Academic or Commandant Award. The J.L. Levito Award recipient for Class 23C is from the 7th Component Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Caleb N. McGee.
He's a maintainer.
The Dyess 56 supports ALS by presenting this morning's award winner with a 1-year membership. Thank you, Chief Donovan, and congratulations again, Senior Airman McGee. We have now come to the peak of our ceremony, and the reason why we are all here. The presentation of the diplomas. Class 23C, prepare to graduate. Technical Sergeant Freeman leading Black Hawk Flight and Staff Sergeant Flowers leading Kirk Flight have prepared these airmen to face the distinct challenges that await them. Colonel Darden and Chief Lovegreen, please come forward to present the diplomas to the 317th Airlift Wing graduates of ALS Class 23C. It is my pleasure to announce 317th Airlift Wing's newest graduates, representing Black Hawk Flight from the 317th Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Corey R. Rudolph. Representing Herc Flight from the 7th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Daniel S. Toxey. Thank you, Colonel Darden and Chief Lovegreen. Colonel Kramer and Chief Coldren, please come forward to present the diplomas to the 7th Bomb Wing graduates of ALS Class 23C. It is my pleasure to announce 7th Bomb Wing's newest graduates. Representing Black Hawk Flight from the 7th Force Support Squadron, Staff Sergeant Alexis M. Alpert. From the 7th Equipment Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Cameron G. Barrett. From the 7th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Riley M. Bryant.
Be one team! Be one fight! Be the best! Kill the rest!
From the 7th Component Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Orani Cadena Leon.
The kill! Raptor maintainer, Bull.
From the 7th Operations Support Squadron, Senior Airman Ryan J. David. From the 7th Operational Medical Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Mateo de Jesus. From the 7th Civil Engineering Squadron, Senior Airman Anthony V. Granada. From the 7th Component Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Connor S. Halverson.
Raptor maintainer, hold.
From the 7th Logistic Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Jacob R. Kropa. From the 7th Equipment Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Trenton L. Pass.
Also a maintainer.
From the 7th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Clayton J. Horror.
B1 team! B1 Keep fast! Kills red! Woo! Maintainer, full.
From the 7th Equipment Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Carlos L. Sanchez. From the 7th Munitions Squadron, Senior Airman Zion J. Sidley. From the 7th Equipment Maintenance Squadron, Blackhawks Flight Leader, Senior Airman Malachi L. F. Wilkins. Representing Kirk Flight. From the 7th Component Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Casey M. Brayton. From the 7th Operational Medical Readiness Squadron, Kirk Flight's Flight Leader, Senior Airman VNA I. Chelp. From the 7th Operations Support Squadron, Senior Airman Daniel Chun.
Ric Flair!
That was cute.
Where's the beehive?
From the 7th Equipment Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Joseph de Jesus Fernandez. From the 7th Component Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman David F. Vick.
Raptor maintainer, surf squad up.
From the 7th Aircraft Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Jonathan G. Henry.
B1 team! B1 fight! Keep fast! Kill the rest! That's a lot of maintainers. 28, huh?
From the 7th Operations Support Squadron, Senior Airman Brian L. Jordan.
Get that last Ric Flair! Woo!
From the 489th Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Cameron S. Morris.
From
the 7th Bomb Wing Judge Advocate, Staff Sergeant Carl R. Nemhard. From the 7th Security Forces Squadron, Squadron, Senior Airman Tyler R. Player. From the 7th Equipment Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Jacob A. Rice.
Maintainers all day, go up.
From the 7th Equipment Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Jacob S. Sherhan. From the 7th Logistic Readiness Squadron, Senior Airman Stuart A. Stillwell. Ladies and gentlemen, the presentation of the Airman Leadership School Diploma to the Levito Award recipient signifies the culmination of 5 weeks of intense education and training. From the 7th Component Maintenance Squadron, Senior Airman Caleb N. McGee. Thank you, Chief Coldren. Colonel Kramer, the floor is yours.
I think we got all times of day here. We started with this evening, then we went back to this morning, and I think we're at this afternoon if you're checking on the official timepiece. This is a little bit different vibe, that's okay. I think the most important thing is that we're here to support each other and we're here to congratulate our graduates. I am going to close this on you because after I'm done talking, we're going to do 2 things, I think. We're going to do the Airman's Greet, and then we're going to do the Air Force song, and then we're going to have a safe departure and we'll be on with the rest of our day. I want to tell Senior Airman Sibley, well done. Great speech, proud of you, and you are both a leader and a follower. I want to tell Investigator Hallett, well done. This is the award, Senior McGee, for winning the Levito, and you'll be back here in about 6 or 8 weeks, so mark your calendar. You'll do a great job, just like Investigator Hallett did. Chief Donovan, I am a B-1 pilot that has rolled several aircraft, and I haven't been scared up to the point of your speech today. But you got there, and I think you closed it out with appropriate focus and with appropriate flair in only the way that you can do. And so I want to tell you thanks for the words, because this is the picture that I want to leave you all with is this. It's an empty ramp in an empty airfield at Dyess Air Force Base. Except for a single coyote that Chief Coldren tried to run down earlier this week, unsuccessfully. We have a 13,000-foot runway and the equivalent of 3 square miles or more of concrete, specialized concrete, high temperature, high heat concrete, and it's empty. There's no B-1s on there, there's no C-130s on there, there's no support equipment on the ramp. Because we think we're going to get a storm with maybe up to 2 inches of hail and 50 plus knots of wind. And the last time they stopped making B-1s was in 1987. They're not rolling off the assembly line. We don't have the B-21 in place right now. And if you didn't know, we don't have any extra bombers in the United States Air Force inventory. And so 2 inches of hail versus a 36-year-old machine would not be good. And the appropriate thing to do is to shelter in place for what we could do, and then to get the birds out of town for those that we couldn't shelter, and we did a great job with that yesterday, 8 for 8. On the lift side, similar story, a little bit more depth in the Tactical Airlift magazine for the United States Air Force, but not a lot of margin. And why not be creative and courageous to show some agility and get out of town and not damage equipment or hurt airmen, right? And what was striking to me is, while I was kind of wrapped up in that mission that our NCOs, that U-30 from ALS will be vital to accomplish when we get to another decision point is, okay, successful on the mission, but man, the next time the ramp is empty like this, it's probably going to be combat. And not everybody's going to come back. Because that's the world that we're in. And so I want you to have that picture in your mind. If you have a second today, I would like you just to drive by the ramp and look at how empty that is. Because the next time it's like that, it's going to be our sisters and brothers that are going to go carry out our nation's business. And thank goodness it's from the air power that we can generate here in West Texas as part of America's Lift and Strike Base. Because this is award-winning air power. Because you are a winning team. And because our NCOs produce and lead and follow, we'll be successful if we have to empty the ramp. And because we have a tight-knit Air Force family, we can bring in the spouses and loved ones that are here in support and tell you thank you for supporting our mission, thanks for supporting our Air Force, and have a great rest of your afternoon. And we'll do the Airman's Creed, and we'll do the Air Force song, and then we'll have a safe departure from the installation.
I am an American airman. I am a warrior. I have answered my nation's call. I am an American airman. My mission is to fly, fight, and win. I am faithful to a proud heritage, a tradition of honor, and a legacy of valor. I am an American airman, guardian of freedom and justice, my nation's sword and shield, its sentry and avenger. I defend my country with my life. I am an American airman, wingman, leader, warrior. I will never leave America behind. I will never falter, and I will not fail. To the wild blue yonder, flying high into the sun. Here they come, soon to meet our thunder. At a war, give the gun, give the gun. Down we dive, shouting our flames from under. Off with one hell of a roar. We live in pain, we're down in flames. Hey, nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force.
We want to.
Bye, Mom. Thanks for watching. Sergeant Freeman, do you guys need us back or anything while it starts lead up since tomorrow might be busy? I'll say yeah. So what we think is a good time to
On up.
Congratulations. Thank you, sir. From both of you have a tough work. Glad he says that. I appreciate it. No, you're my neighbor. Oh, really? No. Yeah, congrats, man. Thank you, sir.
I saw one in with it. I was like,
Good job, man. Yes, man. You got lost at the first one. Actually, in the wrong part. You got lost.
So, like, when do you want the 15 bucks? And I'll